Today's adventure brings us down to our local zoo, the Gulf Breeze Zoo. Last time was a tour, now this time is going to be an actual vlog. Zoo entrance, you can enter the zoo from the left or the right side. Now for introductions. Hello everyone, and welcome to N8N Awesome Channel, where we are about to go begin our grand day here, starting our day at the Gulf Breeze Zoo. Woohoo! Enjoy the video. Welcome to Waterfowl Pond. And look, it's even got a little island. And this is what I call the opening credits to Gulf Breeze Zoo, with the Macaw Island and the Gibbon Island. This continues all the way into a little creek from Waterfowl Lake into the Flamingo Lake. This is where all those flamingos are. Alright, here I go into Budgie Adventure Aviary. You can pause the video if you want to read the sign, or the one next to it. Alright, here goes. Alright. Here's our little stick. Ah! Oh, sorry. Here's our little stick. Ah! Oh, where am I? Alright. Here's our little stick. Come on. Would you like some food? It seems like they don't care. Alright, let's go back to the show now. Now they must have gotten their food. Alright, back to the show. Not sure if the chickens would like some food. Mm-hmm.
No, that don't go in your mouth. Here.
There you go, now. You want to get footage of it?
That bird is eating the food out of the stick being held by a hand. Before you exit, check your bags and coats for budgies. Our birds land in unusual places. Wow, doesn't it feel great to be out of there? Let's get on with the show. Alright, that was the aviary. Now let's head on to the feeding zone. There's a really cool creek here. It flows all the way down into the Flamingo. Kind of much like a little river though. Here's the signs. You can pause the video if you want to read. And here's the farm animals.
Them all at one sitting.
Whoa, what on earth are those? Are those baby goats? I think they sure are. And what's that over there? Sounds like a chicken coop. This is the kitchen. And you'll see a reflection of me as I walk by. This is the mining. This is the mining outpost. It's got this water tower right here. I feel like this used to be the odd air exhibit. Here's the bird. Here's this bird aviary that leads us into Africa, or what is this place? Every time I always see this giraffe exhibit, I always see one special thing. Giraffe feeding. This is where you can feed the giraffe. They sure are hungry. Here's the giraffe feeding station. You can pause the video if you want to read this sign. Or this sign right there. Here's our lettuce. Let's feed the giraffes.
Here he is.
And you can see that it's all gone. Now what's over there in this section? Squirrel monkeys. And they keep walking, yada yada yada. Continuing, if I may, in a scientific, calm, figment-free manner, we have a binturong. We'll get to the rest of this later. This spider monkey fiasco is all over the place. Here's the tamarin enclosure. This wraps around the area where you're about to see Scottish Highland cow. This is the Scottish Highland cow. Let me go over here so you can get another look at them. Aw, ain't they so cute? Oh, somebody lost a cup. This tamarin has sure got the zoomies. Now let's go explore the other half. Here's the siamangs. And this is the marabou stork. They also share the marabou stork also share with king vulture, or maybe they just have separate aviaries. But regardless, it's a cute aviary to replace an old hoofstock exhibit. New Thompson's gazelle exhibit. Last time we were here, this was home to Bongo. They still have Bongo. Here's their peacock aviary and a peafowl or scarlet ibis. Here's the vultures. Here's the Australian Outback exhibit. There's emu and kangaroo. They also have vultures here as well. Turkey vultures. How long have they been building this? This must have been aviary construction all the live long day. Hard, enormous new improvements coming soon, maybe this year. We now have lions, the star of the Lion King. Animal temporarily off exhibit. Used to be tigers, cheetahs, dogs, anteaters. But to our right is ling-tailed lemur country. Look at that boy. Just going crazy. He's got the moves.
Oh, no.
Now what's over here? Alligator pond. Uh-ohs. This really is alligator country.
Alligator.
This is king vultures. How many king vultures have I seen at this zoo now? And what's over there? Is that Maine wolf? I think it is, but where are the Maine wolves? More birds? How amazing.
Have to come back. So you can pick up the trip.
It looks like the Maine wolves might not be out today. So sad. Alright. Wow, they sure even got more birds. And where are the anteaters? And there's even more birds over here. Hornbill, hornbill, hornbill everywhere. Here's 3 signs on this pole. You can pause the video if you want to read each one. White-cheeked turco. Long-time old friend. Owl. Woo-hoo. Here's howler monkeys. Those are black howler monkeys native to South America. And over there, gibbon.
Well, there's some turtles over there.
Look at that little baby gibbon. Ain't he so cute? Here's the koi fish. Here's the turtles.
Oh, he's going.
And there's gibbon too. Feels like I've been in this opening credits or the entranceway before.
They're almost ending.
Where is that gibbon headed to now? Come on, everyone.
Which honestly
It's time to get down to the pier. I know a shortcut. But first, bears. Look at all the different sizes of the bears.
There's polar bears here?
Here's a sign. You can pause the video if you want to read. This hole's gonna head to another world. Because it's normally filled with water, but not today. Alright, here's more birds. You get around. Here's the kookaburra. Here's the leopard tortoise. Here's the plum-headed parakeet. Galapagos giant tortoise. Ta-da! And black-tailed lemur. What is that lemur? That's a black and white ruffed lemur. And here's the Albadra tortoise. Cross it in on Safari Boardwalk. Okay. Our first stop is Thompson's Gazelles. And here's the greater one-horned rhino, which we don't see at the moment. But don't worry, we might be able to see him on the train or when we're turning around. Here's our greater one-horned rhino, or the Indian rhino. You can see him. All right, let's go back to what we were doing before we got distracted by the rhino. All right, here's our greater one-horned rhino. Oh, zoom out so you can get the sign. You can pause the video if you want to read this. Now back to the show. We got Thompson's Gazelle.
I know we're in the way. Why do you think they're there?
Here are the pygmy hippos. Did you know that Gulf Breeze Zoo is the second zoo in the United States to house both the Nile River and the pygmy hippos? The other one is in San Diego Zoo. Here's the sign. There's an empty paddock here. Hopefully we can see this exhibit be home to some species sometime. But who knows? Let's keep going. Here's the train tracks. We got black buck, axis deer, white-bearded wildebeest. Here's a rhea, sable, western lowland gorilla, and orangutan, and white rhinoceros. There's the emu, there's rhea, And this preserve even has rhinos and blackbuck and all kinds of critters out there. Here's Orangutan Island. Orangutan translates to people of the forest. Let me get out of the way. There's western lowland gorilla on the other habitat. And if you go over here, you'll spot the dromedary camels, which is seen as your train exits the preserve. We'll get to that on the train. Here's Miss E's shed. And here's more animals on the preserve. Here's what we saw earlier. Here's the bear. Here's what used to be home to those Turco, but now home to the hornbill. I'll take a quick stop at the two-topped sloth building before we get on the train. Here's the Eurasian screech owl. Whoa! What's happening? Oh. Sloth encounters. Soft smooth pasta. You can pause the video if you want to read any of those signs. There's Hoffman's two-toed sloth. They still have the bat symbols, which signifies that they used to have the bats. And here's American alligator. All right. And here's the pavilion housing all the different animal schools. All right, here's me with Sailor Moon, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter, and Sailor Venus. And Inuyasha. It's my reflection. All right, Cape Whitethroat monitor. Where is he? I don't see. Oh, there he is. Now for the bones. You can pause the video if you want to read the papers. Here's the train. Feels like this train does need to have a refurbishment. If we were to give this train a major refurbishment, what storyline would you want to see? And what other cool things do you want to see added? Like, you could add signs detailing the environments on where you're heading. Tell me in the comments. Here's more sloths. Oh, excuse me. Last train at 3 o'clock? Oh no. So sad. Next train departure, 3 o'clock. Well, lucky to be on the last train. While we wait for the train to start, let's go ahead and do something else, I guess. How about check out this section of the zoo? We have African spurred tortoise. You can pause it if you want to read.
And then over here, look. Don't touch it, Audrey.
Here's a spectacled owl. And here's the dromedary camel. Dromedary camels only have one hump. What's over here? This is a rhea family. They even have their little nursery here for the rhea. The train's about to be booted up. The bells are kicking, bells are ringing, the engines are kicking. Time to head on the train. Ha ha ha. Well, that's disappointing. We were originally supposed to get a backwards facing POV, but looks like we're gonna be a face forward now. We faced forward 100 times before. Faced forward on the train since 2000, since my childhood, and I've always been facing forward on every other train. Here's the playground. Here's the photo booth. Oh.
Hello, everybody, and thank you
Thought we
for
broke
riding
down for a
Safari
second.
Limited. Who's ready to learn about some amazing animals today? Before we enter the preserve, there are just a few rules we need to go over. First, please keep your arms and legs inside
Just went
the
in this
train at all
building.
times.
Just saw this building.
Whoever approaches the train, please do not attempt to pet or feed that animal.
Here's
If you
another
have any loose
playground.
items, now is the time to secure them. If an item happens to fall off the train while we are out on the preserve, please do not attempt to retrieve it yourself. Let your conductor know when we get back to the station, and we will try our best to retrieve that item for you. These rules are for your safety and for the safety of our animals. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. Now just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Here's Safari Boardwalk, which we just walked through earlier.
As we enter the preserve, to our right are the Thompson gazelles. They are more affectionately known as Tommies. They are the most common species of gazelle and are native to East Africa. They use a vertical jumping behavior called quacking to show predators that the gazelle is fit and strong and therefore hard to chase. They are also known as power nappers, taking short 5-minute naps throughout the day. And to our left is our Indian rhino Saman, also known as the one-horned rhino. Indian rhinos are the second largest species of rhino, weighing up to 48. Our pygmy hippos are to the left. We are the second zoo in North America to have both the Nile River and the pygmy hippos.
We saw
They
them
have
before,
longer
but
legs and less webbing on their feet than Nile River hippos do. Pygmy hippos spend more time on land and are native to swamps and forests in West Africa. When pygmy hippos sweat, they secrete a natural sunscreen that protects them from getting sunburned.
it's each shed. Closing in on that preserve. Closing in on Orangutan
To our
Island.
right is Orangutan Island. Orangutan translates to people of the forest. Their arms are twice as long as their legs to help them swing in trees. They are humans' closest living relatives, sharing 97% of our DNA. Orangutans are extremely endangered species due to deforestation. You can usually find our white rhinos. Be on the lookout for our brand new baby Capenzi. She was born here at the Gulf Breeze Zoo on July 24th. Rhinos are born without a horn and rely solely on their mother.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the hippos.
Coming up on, get a great look at our
there's
western
a gorilla.
gorilla habitat coming up on the right. Our beautiful gorilla family consists of Babuka, our silverback gorilla, his mate Rwanda, and their son turn a dark chocolate as they mature. As with many antelope species, they keep their young separated from the rest of the herd for at least 2 weeks. They are extremely protective of their young, and they even
Getting ready to leave the preserve.
As we leave the preserve, to our right is our dromedary camels. The white two toes on each foot.
That green playground at the other restaurant.
Last but not least is our African spurred tortoise. They are native to North Africa. When they have infused spines, when you touch their shells, they can feel it. As we come back into the station, I'd like to thank you for riding Safari Unlimited. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Let us know what your favorite animal on the preserve is. Please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day at the Gulf Breeze Zoo.
Alright. Alright, we did the train and we slowed down a lot, but we managed to make it through the ride safe and sound without a issue. Alright, now back to the show. Here goes the train. Share your experience, Gulf Breeze Zoo, and this is where the train makes its way as it approaches the station.
Safari Line Limited. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Let us know what your favorite animal on the preserve is.
Here's the gift shop. This is where you can buy a souvenir before you leave the zoo. And now that today's adventure took us to the zoo, the next part of today's adventure is heading us to Pensacola, Florida. We're gonna eat dinner at the fish house. To our left is Atlas Oyster House. You can pause the video if you want to read the blackboard. Here's the gift shop. Here's the fish house we're about to get to. Here's a telegraph. This is from a boat of some sorts. You can see all the boats at the pier, as you can see the Pensacola Bay Bridge all lit up at night. Alright, just ate at Atlas. Now time to head to our last part of today's adventure. The Bay Center. This will be our last stop on today's adventure. That's a really old building there. Kind of reminds me of Haunted Mansion at Disney World. We've been to the zoo, we've been to Atlas. Now we're here at Pensacola Bay Center. And over there is the big abandoned Grand Hotel. Home of the Ice Flyers. Last time we were here, we only had time to record a YouTube short before the Monster Jam. Here's that old haunted hotel again. We're now in the Pensacola Bay Center, where we're about to go see the hockey game. You can see him getting ready for the hockey game. Well, we hope you've enjoyed today's adventure. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. More adventures. And until next time, enjoy the rest of your NAN awesome adventure.